other, but I gotta take a chance. Oh, I'm already gone, so just pray for me.
Wow. If you're hearing wind, that's because the wind is blowing outside. Okay, so hey FamBam, how you doing? If you're new here, my name is Esther, aka MsTopacJay. Okay, so I just finished filming a video and I've had this foundation on my face for literally 12 hours, all right, because it is 10:43 p.m. right now. Okay, so yeah. So I just wanted to come on here and talk about a couple of things. Actually, basically one thing, but there's a few things wrapped up in it. All right, so I just wanted to come on here and talk about it a bit. Just talk about people's approach to mental health issues and people's approach specifically to eating disorders. All right, and I'm saying this because I watched Shane Dawson's, I want to take off my makeup while I talk. I watched Shane Dawson's new video, okay, and it's about Eugenia Cooney.
I feel for her. She does not look good. I mean, from a professional standpoint.
I really do care about you, Eugenia.
Thank you.
I'm really worried for you. I'm dead serious.
Shut down her social media.
Just like, I don't know, like everyone is mad at me now.
We are going to be going to Eugenia Cooney's house.
Now, I learned about Eugenia Cooney not so long ago, about a year or so ago. And when I saw her, I wasn't necessarily shocked, okay? Because as a nurse, as a mental health nurse, I am quite familiar with this, and also from personal experience as well. Maybe not to the level of Eugenia Cooney, but still, okay? So I wasn't necessarily shocked, but what really had been baffling me is, and I'm also not really shocked either, because human beings are just human beings. They're doing human beings things. And unfortunately, you know, people's reaction and people's comments to that poor girl, and, you know, you can see with your korokoro eyes, like you're not blind. Are you blind? You can see with your korokoro eyes that she's not, you know, doing all right, you know? And if she doesn't want to necessarily say it, that is hers, okay? But then I understand as well, like a lot of people were concerned for the people that were being influenced by her, you know, because basically some girls would comment on her videos and, you know, on YouTube and on Instagram saying that they wish they could be as skinny as her. So they comment on her videos like saying that, you know, go and die, you know, you kill yourself. I'll give you 1 year, you'll be dead in a year, you know? Oh God. I mean, I do understand people's concerns saying that they, you know, that she's influencing girls to develop eating disorder. Okay. So I understand that, but still, it still does not warrant that kind of, by the way, I'm taking off my makeup with the Pond's Cold Cream Cleanser. This one right here. Okay. It still does not mean that you should post those kind of hateful messages that even you would not be able to take yourself, okay? Because I've noticed that a lot of people that comment terrible things, they might be the kind of people that can only dish it and not take it, okay? So it's just really terrible. And when I was watching Shane Dawson's video today, I actually teared up, you know? I just reading those comments, it just reminded me of how awful I felt just seeing them for the first time a while ago and then seeing them again today. You know what I'm saying? Why am I trying to do only one side of my face? I have no idea. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is like people's reaction to mental illness is just crazy. And also the thing, a lot of the time I feel like I sound like Switzerland, like someone is just taking a middle position or whatever. I also kind of understand as well because not a lot of people have the knowledge of things like that, you know. But then also, if you don't really understand something, there's something called research. RESPECT. No, that's respect, which is also what you should have for people's space on the internet. But research, I'm not about to spell it. RESEARCH. I want to spell it so I can prove to you that I'm smart. Okay, but yeah, I look crazy. I look crazy. But there's also something called research. If you don't understand something, Google. Gulu gulu. Gulu gulu. I'll post that video. Gulu gulu is your friend, okay? As she said, Google is your friend. All you have to do is just type what is this and that. Say eating disorder, for example, because that's what the topic of this video should be, you know, because of the Shane Dawson video. Eating disorder. What is eating disorder? What is depression? What is anxiety? What is PTSD? What is schizophrenia? What is this? What is that? What is anorexia nervosa? What is bulimia nervosa? What is binge eating disorder? By the way, also here in Australia, we have a fourth type of eating disorder, and that is other specified eating and feeding behavior. I always forget because it's a relatively new term, which basically means that, you know, that the person does not necessarily fit into the definition of anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, and binge eating disorder, okay? But they kind of have a bit of elements of all three, or even two out of all three, or I don't know, just different, all right? And yeah, just a little bit of background. I am a mental health nurse. I have been working in mental health since 2012. I tried to go back into general nursing a few years ago, and I just could not take it. Not because it was stressful or whatever, but it just didn't feel as because I love mental health because you get to have that one-on-one interpersonal relationship, and also still maintaining professionalism as well, of course. But you just get to really just sit down and spend time with your clients, even though it's not as much time as we would like to, because as you know, nurses are underpaid and overstressed, overworked, okay? Which seems to be a common theme in like worldwide, all right, which is quite sad. Pay us more. I did receive a pay increase recently by $1, so that was great. Hallelujah. That usually happens every anniversary, okay? But yeah, but this one came actually no, my anniversary is not till the end of, not till like October or whatever. I think that just, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so that's what I am. I'm a mental health nurse. I'm currently working in a field, in a sector where we're mainly focused on older people, okay? But there's also mental health components to it as well. Now, I've also worked in eating disorder wards, okay, in a couple of hospitals, and I've had a little bit of experience with it myself personally, all right? And I don't really like to say it all the time, but over the past year, I had to force myself to start opening my mouth and open up, because I realized that once I open up, like that's the first step towards recovery. It sounds cliche, but it really is, okay? So back to this girl. She finally, and I say finally because I don't believe that she had ever actually said it with her mouth on her channel, on her YouNow Instagram, anywhere. I don't believe she had said it that she does have eating disorder, but in Shane Dawson's video, she said it that she does have eating disorder.
So yes, I was like dealing with an eating disorder.
Now, what type of eating disorder she's got, I didn't really quite catch that. Maybe I dozed off even though I wasn't sleeping, but it does happen. But I didn't necessarily catch that. But I felt proud. I felt happy that she was able to say it. Now, you could see that she seemed to be struggling with it a little bit, like struggling with talking about it. And that does happen. But the fact that she could still open her mouth and say, yes, I have eating disorder, and I did go to rehab for it. First step to like, you know, to admitting to recovery, basically. That is fantastic. Now, I just really hope that she continues to do what she feels is best for her, because it is not my job to tell her what is best for her, and it is not anyone's job, like those people that comment those vile things in the videos, to tell her what is best for her, because you do not know what it's like. Even myself, that I've gone through something like that, not necessarily anorexic nervosa, but like bulimia and binge eating and whatnot. It is no one else's job to tell me what is best for me. You can advise me, but you don't have to push me. But also, it is warranted in some people, especially little kids, younger kids that can't make decisions for themselves, all right? Eating disorder is no joke. It is not. It's not joke. It's no joke. It's not a lifestyle. It's not a dietary lifestyle. It's not like keto or 1 meal a day diet or whatever. You know, even 1 meal a day diet, you still eat the energy intake that you need, you know, to maintain a healthy weight. But with things like anorexia nervosa and whatnot, you basically, an individual is basically reducing the energy intake that they need. They're reducing the caloric intake, reducing the energy that they absorb by reducing the caloric intake daily, which basically ends up leading to the person not having the capacity to maintain a healthy weight. All right, it's kind of like bulimia as well, but bulimia basically is when someone binge eats and then forces themselves to purge. I know what that's like, and I have seen it firsthand as well, and I also know what it's like personally. All right. And binge eating disorder is just literally also very, very similar to bulimia as well, you know. With some people with binge eating, there's purging too, but there are also some people that don't purge when they binge eat. But binge eating is also a mental illness in its own as well, as it is a type of eating disorder. And a lot of people don't get this, especially when it comes to anorexia nervosa, and people that have it, obviously, they have an obvious smaller body type, like how Eugenia is, like she's very, very skinny. There's a lot of people that are skinny like that as well, but maybe not to that point. Do you know what I'm saying? So when people see them, they say, oh, you need to eat something and you'll be fine. But that's not it. That's not just it. It's not just about eating something. It is also about what's going on in their mind, because with things like anorexia nervosa and bulimia and binge eating disorder as well, like things like depression also comes with it too. Most of the time it's a case-by-case basis, but it's also linked with depression and anxiety and a bit of PTSD as well. Some people actually have childhood traumas that affected them, and then they use those type of eating disorders to actually cope. It happens. And I know this, not just professionally, I do know this as well. Some things just trigger you and you just, boom. You know, but admitting that you do have something, and I don't like to say like admitting you've got a problem, but admitting that there is something there that is happening that is not normal-ish is one of the first steps to it. And reading those kind of comments, I can only imagine how it affected. Like you could see that even in Shane Dawson videos, like in the YouNows, she kind of approached it positively, still was positive and very nice to someone that commented terrible things.
How are you so nice?
I don't know, I guess I just try to be nice to everyone. And
yeah, she does seem like a naturally nice person on camera, and she might be a very naturally nice person off camera, so I don't know her personally, but like there's so many times that someone that says something so terrible to me and I just smile and I say, oh yeah, and then when I walk away and I just start crying. It happens. It's easy to put up a front, and I've done that most of my life. I just put on a face. So many times someone has said something weird to me. It's like, you know, a family member saying that I'm their bean, or, you know, because I eat. People saying that, oh, you're fat, oh, you're overreacting, you don't really have depression, you don't have this, you don't have that, you're not very spiritual, that's why you've got all this, you're a sinner, and things like that. Like, just, it's easy to put on a brave face when those kind of words are jumping at you or flying at you like boom, 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 and you can't catch a break. But when you're on your own, or when someone asks, are you okay? Sometimes for me, that's when it triggers my waterworks, and I just go, not okay, and I don't end up saying exactly what it is. But recently I've been getting better at actually opening up. It has been, I think it mattered. Opening up has kind of done a little bit of damage as well, because it's not good. Opening up has its pros and cons, to be honest with you, but I do know that when I say it out loud, that it helps me personally, okay? And also allowing a professional to help you as well is also really good. You can't just rely on family all the time. You can't rely on friends all the time, you know, not because you're not allowed to, but like, it's not fair. That's something about me. Like, I don't feel like, I just always find it unfair for me to be purging or saying, purging for lack of a better word, for me to be like, you know, saying everything that's going on with me. And I feel like that's a burden on a family member or a friend and whatnot. So you need to seek out. So I find it important to also speak to a professional as well. Do you know what I'm saying? And, you know, a lot of you guys has also mentioned that as well. And not just with eating disorder stuff too, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, back to Eugenia. So I was really, really quite glad when she said that. But just saying it as well is not the be all and end all. Did I use that right? Yes, I think I did. But I do hope that she is getting the help she feels she needs. I'm not going to say I hope she's getting the help she needs. I hope she's getting the help she feels she needs. All right. And I do hope that she does have, I'm addicted to this stuff, so I just keep wiping it. So I do hope she does have a good family support around her and social network. And even if she doesn't have the social network, that's okay. That's okay, because sometimes, honestly, friends damage things more sometimes, even family as well. So I hope she has at least 1 or 2 people, because it's not about the quantity of people you have around you, it's about the quality of the kind of relationship and, you know, support they can offer you. Do you know what I'm saying? So I do hope she does have that around her. And if you're going through anything similar to what she's going through, or to what I've gone through, or like if you're going through any mental health issues like depression, anxiety, PTSD, schizophrenia, borderline personality disorder, bipolar, anything, eating disorder, or what have you, just know that you're not alone. There's so many people out there who are also experiencing the same thing you're experiencing. And go on forums, read the experiences, and take it as motivation. Know that you are not alone. Okay, don't let it drive you to a point of suicidal thoughts or self-harming thoughts. And obviously, if you're having any of those thoughts, please just seek out help. Okay, I'm sure there are websites or phone numbers you can call in your country. Like Australia, we have many helplines, and I'll put a few links down below to some helplines in Australia, US, and the UK as well. And if you guys do know, and if you guys are not in any of the countries or continents that I just mentioned, please link some helplines down below so you can help other people out as well, because like it's dark times does happen. We're human beings, we do human beings things. Okay, dark times happen. It's about how we pick ourselves up and move on from it. Okay, with the help that we need, all right, that can help us. Because it can be quite difficult to do things on your own. It can push you to thoughts that are not your own, that are of the devil. If you're spiritual, you know what I'm talking about. It can push you to thoughts that are not your own. When those thoughts come on, someone, a professional told me, tell them, thank you, mind, but that is not helpful. And then I pray. Okay? So it's just, you know, heaven help those who help themselves as well, honey. All right? Just because you've got a mental health issues does not mean that you're not a child of God. Okay? Just know that, because all these African people around you can just make you we don't want that. Especially if you're an African person, you know what I'm talking about. All right. I don't know if Asians and Indians and whatnot experience the same thing, but speaking as an African girl, okay, just because you've got a problem does not mean God does not love you. All right. Just know that. All right. So I just wanted to come on here and just say that a bit. I don't know. I just felt the need to just sit down and talk. And I've actually kind of recorded this, but because I wasn't doing anything with my hands, it felt a bit unnatural. Even if you feel like you don't have a good family support or a good social network, there's still people out there that can help. I'm a bit hyperactive, aren't I? But yeah, we all got problems. I've got problems. You've got problems. It might not be mental health or whatever, but just know that whatever it is that you're dealing with, you're not alone, and you can do this. You can get through it. Okay? I love you. God loves you. There are people who love you, even though it might not seem like it. And I know how that feels, but there are people who do. Okay? Focus on the people that love you. Don't focus on the people that don't. Focus on the people that care about you. Try not to focus on the people that only pretend to care and also don't. Okay? Focus on the positives. Try not to focus on the negative. And I know it can be easier to focus on the negative. It really can be easier because it keeps us in that wallowing, you know, in that mood. Try to break out of it. It happens. I am not 100% okay all the time. I know I do have a big personality, which actually makes things a bit worse for me sometimes because of my personality. Like when my face changes, people are always asking, are you okay? Especially at work, like it's okay. I don't have to be on all the time, but I do know because when I enter a room, you know, I'm there. Okay. But when I do enter a room and it's quiet and people say, what's wrong? Are you okay? Are you okay? Yes, I will be okay. But right now I'm just having a moment. It does happen. Okay. But I do understand, like, because I've got such a personality, like it's just, I'm loud. Okay. I can be quite loud. All right. And, weirdly funny and I do know that now. Okay, so when that's not happening, people react to it a different way, and I understand. Okay, but yeah, people do have moments. Just remember, it's doing my being things. We can all have a moment. But anyway, I kind of went off on a tangent. What I'm trying to say is basically is whatever it is you're going through, you're not alone, and you are allowed to feel how you're feeling. Okay, just know that when you're done feeling how you're feeling, it's time to, you know, pick yourself up, dust yourself up, and do what you gotta do to get to where you gotta get to. Okay, and if you can't, and if you do need help, help to get there, don't be afraid to ask for help, and ask for help from the right people, because that is very important as well. All right, so yeah, also in the video I'm washing my face basically while I'm here, while I'm talking to you, and this is what I'm using. Okay, Alpha H Clear Skin Daily Face and Body Wash. All right, I've been using that for quite some time, and it does have tea tree oil in it. All right, in the video Eugenia also covered a little bit of what the setup and the eating the sort of rehab is like, and it's basically how she explained it. Okay, you are linked in with professionals, you're linked in with doctors, with psychologists, with dietitian and nutritionists and whatnot. You're linked in, you have to do you do group therapy sessions with other clients and other patients and whatnot, and therapists, and your eating time is also timed as well. You know, there's quite a bit of structure that you also need to count when you're in the bathroom, during eating or after eating. Immediately after eating, we also have to supervise, you know, after eating as well. You know, it's a bit of structure. If you don't have any question about it, comment down below and I will try as much as possible to answer it, but I don't want to go too much into that. But yeah, this video is just basically a reminder that if whatever it is you're going through, do not be afraid to seek help from the right people, and don't be and don't think that just because you're going through things that means you're weak. No, it does not. It means you're strong enough to do the things that you got to do. Okay, and you're good. All right, you will be good. Okay, so yeah, that's all I've got to say. I'll just go and finish washing my face. You know, we need to end this video now, and I hope this video helps someone out at least. And if you are having suicidal self-harming thoughts and whatnot, I'm going to put some links down below for Australia, US and the UK. And as I mentioned, if you have any of the links that you can add to it, please do feel free to do it down below. All right, so thanks for watching, babes. I know this is quite weird. I need to go and watch my face. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful or useful, and as always, whatever you're doing, to love yourself, and I'll see you, babes, in my very next video, by God's grace. Bye. I can't even snap because my fingers are wet. I need to wash my face. Good night. But yeah, kudos to Shane Dawson for shedding light on this topic. And what the video did might not seem like a lot, but it does a fair bit. Okay, it does help a bit. So I do believe it will help people who are going through the eating disorder or any other mental health issues as well, or even anything in general. You know, you are allowed to feel how you feel. I don't understand people making you feel bad about it. And meanwhile, they'll be able to take it if it was them. The battery is gonna die now. Yep, it's gone.